Who's your boy?
No, I'm okay.
He's gonna save Canada for us, what?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
I think
He's
so.
he's on a path.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Some people say path to destruction, but we say
But I know
path to
he's doing
success.
something. I'm okay.
We're gonna see some
Yo, what's
success in
going
Canada.
on?
Finally, some freedom in Canada, right?
Yo, what's
it's been a
going
while,
on?
right?
Yo, what's
Meeting
going
President
on?
Trump.
What?
We're meeting President Trump.
What's the signs you have here?
Read them. It's what they say.
It's not rocket science.
I don't know.
Okay, you want to stand by the,
Who?
right here?
Why wouldn't he be?
Because most of the people
You know what he's
voted
doing?
for him.
You know what he's doing?
Because most of the people voted for him. You asked the question,
You know what's
why
going-
is he even president? The answer is,
It's simple.
No.
It's just
why?
people voted
Why-
You
for
don't
him.
mind me if I say this, but
I'll-
you know what he's
I
doing?
don't.
What
but
is she
don't
doing?
mind me if
I don't know how
say
it's gonna be.
president, Because most of the people voted.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Because
all right.
you know he's doing something very bad to your own
Gave me
ministry,
the last one.
correct?
Okay, so I'm
Oh,
all
well,
set.
what are you watching? Mainstream media?
Got him.
Watching the
Ready?
news.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
know when
why
you're ready
you're
to
getting
go.
the
Okay,
wrong
you ready?
information.
Sorry.
Yeah, so don't watch mainstream media anymore. It's gonna brainwash you, bud.
Trump cares.
What's going on here?
Look, I like.
Okay, you ready? Yep. Okay. Hey, we got a special interview today. We have Donald Trump. Donald Trump's come up here to Canada. We're outside a Liberal event, and Donald promised to answer a few questions for us. So, Donald, first question. Canada's economy has been slowing with concerns of productivity and growth. From your perspective, tell us what Canada's doing wrong. Hold on, let's start this all over.
I just don't know why they're doing this.
Oh,
today.
Oh, do you want to hold it?
Actually,
That's
I'll
why I was
hold
trying. That's why I was trying to get you to.
It's easier for me.
No, that's why I was trying to give it to you, but you weren't grabbing it.
Look,
You want me to hold the microphone? Oh, no, because you got to put it to your mouth.
I'll put it to your mouth.
okay.
And you got to put it to your mouth.
You all set?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a very special interview today. Today we're going to interview Donald Trump. We're outside a Liberal event up here in Thornhill, and Donald's come to Canada, and I've got some questions for Donald. Donald's going to answer them. Donald, the Canadian economy, it's been slowing. Productivity's down. From your perspective, what's going wrong in Canada?
Look, I like Canada. Great people, but they've made it very hard to do business. Too many rules, too many taxes. The U.S. economy is booming. Canada could have followed that model. Instead, they went the opposite direction. Investors don't like that. They go where they're treated well.
Okay, well, now that you answered that one, Donald, we're seeing reports of capital leaving Canada. Why is that happening?
Very simple. Money goes where it's respected. In the U.S., we cut taxes, we cut regulations. Boom, investment comes in. Canada raises taxes, adds regulations. Boom, investment leaves. It's not complicated. People know this.
Okay, well, having said that, Donald, Canadians compare our tax burden to Americans. What's your take on that?
It's always film a stinger
They are falling behind. We had the biggest tax cuts in history. Canada didn't. You want growth? You cut taxes. You don't punish success. Right now, Canada is punishing success, and that's a problem.
Well, you know, last week, myself and we all went down and we were doing shopping in the U.S. And then we bought the same items up here in Canada. And you know what happened was, is even with the tax rate, Canada's almost paying double the price for food than the U.S.
Hey folks, if you haven't already done so,
Because we produce a lot, we support our farmers, and we don't load everything up with extra costs. Canada has more layers. Taxes, transportation, regulation, it all adds up. At the end of the day, the consumer pays. In the U.S., we try to keep it competitive.
Beautiful. Now, you obviously heard Mark Carney's speech at the World
He's not
Economic
coming,
Forum.
eh, Carney?
All we have is these libtards up here talking about how great that speech was that he made at the World Economic Forum.
Thank you.
you got it.
Basically, he wants to
Thank you.
reshape
Thank
capitalism.
you. Thank you.
What do you think of that approach?
I know the type, very global, very fancy speeches, sounds good, doesn't work. You don't rebuild economies with speeches. You do it with jobs, factories, energy. America first worked. Global first, not so much.
Great. Now, Donald, the other thing too, Mark Carney's always talking about Canada aligning with Europe. With Europe. He wants Canada to align with Europe. What do you think?
Europe has big problems. Slow growth, high taxes, energy disasters. Why would you copy that? Canada should be closer to the US. That's where the strength is. I always said keep your best partner close.
Absolutely. Thank you, Donald. Now, you know how rich Canada is with our natural resources. We've got tons. But we can't do anything with it. What do you think? Why are we struggling?
Drill, baby, drill. Build, export. Very simple. Canada has tremendous energy, incredible potential, but they block projects, they delay everything. We unleashed energy in the US. It created jobs, lowered costs. Canada could do the same tomorrow.
Okay, great, Donald. Here's another question for you. Now, in your first presidency, you negotiated what was NAFTA, which became USMA. How do you see the relationship going now between Canada, US, and even Mexico?
USMCA was a great deal, much better than NAFTA. It leveled things out. Canada did okay. We did very well. But trade only works if both sides stay competitive. And right now, Canada is making it tough on itself.
Now, speaking of that, let's talk about political leadership here in Canada. We've got some real keepers up here. But I want to know, what's your approach to leadership now here in Canada?
I think they need to go back to basics. Lower taxes, support business, energy independence. It's not about left or right, it's about results. People want jobs, they want affordability. That's what matters.
Okay, and one last question for you, Donald. We'll have a little bit of fun. I already know who I like, but who has the hottest one? Yourself or Mark Carney?
Well, I have to be loyal. I think I win that one, okay? I'm a very loyal guy, but Canada has some very nice people, I'll say that. Very nice country, but Canada's first lady is a goblin.
I agree 100% with you, Donald. She is very, very hard on the ice. Very, very hard on the ice. Well, just in closing, Donald, I really appreciate it. I don't even think you give the fake news media even 10 questions, so I really appreciate you giving me 10 questions. Thank you so much, Donald.
God bless you, Derek, and God bless the freedom fighters. We have been watching you all very closely since the 2022 Freedom Convoy. Honk honk.
Thanks so much, Donald, and you can take this as an SOS, so when you get back, talk to Marco Rubio, have him call us, and we'll figure something out. With that, I'll say freedom. Freedom, and thank you for Donald to give us a nice interview. And by the way, Melania is way hotter than, what's your name? Fox? Diane Fox? Oh my God.
That's the ugliest fox
Melania,
I ever did see.
Anytime. So freedom, everyone, freedom.
Freedom! Freedom! Freedom!